Barry in Adelaide, Australia writes, I have recently upgraded my preamplifier and would like to replace the standard power cables supplied with this unit. Good idea. I'd like to do that to a better quality pair to use with my P20 power plant. Should I use noise reduction cables, or would I be better using a high current cable? I love watching your video posts every day. I don't want to take you into the realm of snake oil, but it is sometimes hard to borrow different cables to try in my systems, and I'd really value your advice. Okay, so power cables are important, and I would always recommend upgrading the power cable from the piece of doo-doo that we send you as what we call our courtesy cable. And people have asked us for years, well, why don't you just send us a good cable? Well, first off, they're expensive and we'd have to raise the price of our products, which I'd rather not do. Secondly, most people that we know already have aftermarket power cables. So you don't want this giant collection of expensive power cables to grow. You want to have enough to make it all work. So that's kind of why we put in what we call the courtesy cable. I mean, it's a decent cable, but it's not anything I would use. The very first thing I do is throw it out. I mean, they're decent cables. Little, I think they're 12 gauge. I don't remember. Anyway, that's not important. So yes, you want to upgrade your power cable. So what's important in a power cable? Well, both of those things. High current, that's in other words, heavy gauge wire, and noise shielding. But noise shielding is tough, because most power cable get it wrong. And they get it wrong because the shield on the outside of that power cable is connected at both ends. And that's fairly common. Now, when we were making power cables, we had a whole line of power cables. They were great power cables. And those cables were terminated, the shield was terminated only at the male end of the plug. And that's the proper way to do it. If you tie the shield, no matter how good it is in noise reduction, at the male and the female, you make an antenna, essentially. You make a path, and you don't want that. What you want is to be able to have any of this noise that's generated from the equipment, because remember, this isn't just so much from outside interference, which really in a power cable doesn't make a whole lot of difference. What does matter is all the noise that your equipment that it's plugged into is generating. All of that noise from the diode switching, from the grounds, if you have a digital product, if you have, whatever you got, that's making noise that's going into that power cable that you want to protect the rest of your equipment out here in space from receiving. And if you do it properly, where the shield is at the male end of the plug, then that noise gets drained off into the house system. Life's good. So focus on that. Get a low noise cable that is properly grounded and shielded, and high current, and life will be good. Okay, thanks.